All right, let's dive into something truly transformative today. Imagine your digital life for a second. You're constantly switching between browser tabs, maybe trying to coordinate a complex trip, or just juggling multiple online services to get one big task done. It can feel like, well, wading through digital quicksand sometimes, right?
Definitely. Gets overwhelming fast.
So now picture an AI that doesn't just answer your questions, but actively executes those multi-step tasks for you,
Yeah.
moving seamlessly across different apps, working over longer periods. That's really the heart of our deep dive today, the ChatGPT Agent. It seems like a pretty significant leap in AI capabilities, moving beyond, simple chatbots to this unified AI assistant, one designed to manage complex real-world workflows.
Yeah.
So our mission here is to unpack exactly what this agent is, how it functions, what makes it so, well, powerful, and importantly, what it means for how you can get things done. We'll be pulling insights straight from the recent launch presentation and the summary material they provided.
And what's truly, I think, revolutionary here is how they've managed to integrate functionalities that were previously quite separate. They've brought them into one cohesive entity.
Right.
The goal, it seems to be tackling what they're calling universal tasks. Those really time-consuming, multi-part projects that used to be such a fragmented mess for us.
Yeah, the ones that take forever.
It really redefines the scope of what an AI assistant can be.
So what really sets this apart, I think, is understanding the journey to this unified agent.
Yeah.
Because for a while, we had these powerful but, separate AI tools.
Yeah.
You might remember deep research. Fantastic for that deep internet digging and reports.
Oh, yeah. Very powerful for information gathering.
And then there was Operator, which was great for, handling online tasks like booking things or sending emails.
Right. More action-oriented.
But here was the snag, the kind of aha moment, it seems. These tools, even though they were powerful, they had their limits.
Limitations.
Like Operator might choke on a really long article, right?
Yeah, it wasn't designed for deep reading comprehension in that way.
And deep research, it wasn't really built for interacting with, say, visual web pages or logging into sites that needed authentication.
Exactly. Two different strengths, but also clear weaknesses when you wanted them to work together.
So users kept hitting these digital walls. They wanted a single agent to handle these complex multi-part requests. Something like, okay, plan my whole trip and then actually book it.
Yeah, not just the planning part.
Exactly. They didn't want to have to switch between two different AIs for that one big goal.
And if we kind of connect this to the bigger picture, this isn't just about gluing features together in a bigger toolbox. It's fundamentally about enabling what they call multi-turn, long-horizon tasks.
Okay, multi-turn, long horizon. What does that mean practically?
It means the AI can maintain context, understand the goal over a longer interaction, and work autonomously for extended periods. The core vision behind the ChatGPT agent is bringing all these capabilities and more into this unified agent. An agent that can, and this is how they put it, go off, use its own computer, and do real complex tasks for them.
Yeah.
That could seamlessly transition from thinking about something to taking actions, to using lots of tools, using the terminal, clicking around the web, even producing things like spreadsheets and slides and much more.
Wow, okay. So it's really acting like a digital assistant with its own workspace.
Exactly. And the profound insight here isn't just about making things faster, although it does that. It's more about shifting the cognitive load,
Shifting the cognitive load. How so?
Well, users move from doing all the little steps themselves to just strategizing the overall goal. You turn these complex workflows into high-level prompts.
Ah, I see. So you tell it the what, not necessarily the how.
Precisely. It fundamentally redefines where the bottleneck is in getting things done. It moves it away from the manual clicking and typing towards just clearly articulating what you want.
Okay, so it's definitely not just some super smart chatbot then. It's got this full-on digital workbench it uses.
That's a great way to put it, a digital workbench.
You can almost picture it with a tiny hard hat.
Huh. Maybe. But yeah, the agent has access to its own virtual computer, and it comes with a whole suite of tools installed.
Tools like what?
Well, things like a text browser, which is super efficient for reading and searching lots of web pages quickly, kind of like the old deep research tool.
Okay.
Then there's a visual browser. This one interacts with web page UIs, clicking buttons, dragging things, filling out forms. More like the operator tool.
Ah, so one for text, one for visuals. They mentioned those are very complementary, right?
Exactly. They work together. Plus, it has terminal access.
The command line. Really?
Yep. That lets it run code, generate or analyze files like spreadsheets, slide decks, call APIs, both public ones and even private ones like your Google Drive or GitHub, if you explicitly connect them, of course.
Okay, that's powerful, connecting to your own stuff.
And it even has an image generation API for creating visuals, say, for those slide decks.
So it's got this whole toolbox, but how does it, figure out which tool to use and when? It's not just randomly picking, I assume.
No, definitely not. And that's a really crucial point. How does an AI learn that kind of nuanced decision-making? The key here is reinforcement learning.
Reinforcement learning, okay.
Yeah. The model is specifically trained using RL to decide when to use which tool. The initial training involves giving it really hard tasks that require using all these tools.
So you throw it in the deep end, basically.
Sort of. And over time, through trial and error and rewards, it learns to be smarter and more efficient in its choices.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Like, say you ask it to find a good restaurant nearby and then make a reservation. It might start by using the text browser first because that's efficient to quickly scan a bunch of websites or review sites for potential candidates.
Okay, it gets a list.
Right. Then it might realize, okay, now I need to check photos, see the actual availability, and make the booking. So it switches to the visual browser to interact directly with the restaurant's booking system or a platform like OpenTable.
Seamless transition.
Exactly. Or for a more creative task, maybe something involving code. It might search online for code snippets or libraries using the text browser, then switch to the terminal to actually edit, compile, or run the code, and then maybe use the visual browser again to verify the output, perhaps check if a web page it generated looks right.
So it's constantly evaluating the best tool for the immediate subtask.
Precisely. It aims for the optimal tool choice, learning from what actually works best to achieve the goal efficiently.
Okay, that makes sense. So how does this all translate into, real-world impact? The demos they showed were pretty impressive.
They really were. They showcased the breadth of what this unified approach enables.
Yeah. From planning basically a whole wedding outfit and logistics.
Right. That was a great example. The prompt was to find an outfit, suggest hotels, find a gift. And the agent didn't just search randomly. It figured out the likely weather, the venue details, the dress code, then searched for appropriate suits, found hotels using actual booking sites, even checked availability and provided screenshots. And finally, it compiled everything into this comprehensive report, ready for the user to either click buy on the items or even ask the agent to proceed with the purchases.
That's quite something, taking it right up to the finish line.
Exactly. And then there was the sticker design task.
Oh yeah, the Bunny Doodle mascot.
Right. Tasked with creating 500 laptop stickers, the agent used its image generation tool to create the anime-style art.
Okay.
And then, this was pretty amazing, within about 7 minutes, it had navigated to the Sticker Mule website, uploaded the design, added 500 stickers to the cart, and showed the user the subtotal ready for purchase.
7 minutes for design and ordering setup. That's fast.
Incredibly fast compared to doing it manually. And what I found particularly impressive was its adaptability during these tasks.
You mean the interruption?
Yes. While the wedding planning and sticker tasks were still running, these are potentially long processes, remember?
Right, they don't finish instantly.
The user just jumped in with a totally new request. Find a pair of men's dress black shoes in size 9.5.
And the agent didn't get confused?
Nope. It acknowledged the interruption, confirmed it understood, and just seamlessly incorporated that new shoe-finding task into its ongoing work.
That really shows off that multi-turn and interruptible nature they talked about.
Absolutely. It's much more like interacting with a human assistant who can juggle multiple things.
Okay, and there was another one, kind of meta, pulling its own stats.
Ah, yes, the auto-evaluation demo. That was fascinating. It connected to Google Drive, presumably, where its performance metrics were stored, pulled its own evaluation numbers, and then generated a full PowerPoint presentation, complete with charts and visuals, summarizing its performance.
So it can analyze data about itself and report on it.
Exactly. It showcases its ability not just to work with data and create professional documents, but maybe even points towards how it could refine its own processes based on that data, tying back to the reinforcement learning.
Okay, and then the big one, the really complex one, the baseball stadium tour.
Oh, the MLB Stadium Tour Planner. Yes, that was a fantastic demonstration of handling a highly complex, creative, long-running task.
The goal was visit all 30 MLB stadiums, right?
Right. Build an optimal itinerary, but with a specific, slightly quirky constraint, prioritize visiting stadiums on their Hello Kitty nights.
Okay, that adds a layer of complexity.
Certainly does. And the output wasn't just a list. It was a detailed spreadsheet and a custom-generated route map.
Wow. How long did that take?
That demo ran for about 25 minutes.
Okay, so not instant, but for that level of planning.
Yeah.
Comparing schedules, routes, special events.
Exactly. A human would spend hours, maybe days, trying to piece that together optimally.
Yeah, easily. My friend tried to plan something similar. It took him weeks.
So this vividly showcased the agent's ability to handle these really long-running, intricate projects, combining research, logic, scheduling, and even using code to generate things like that map.
That feels like a genuinely significant shift.
Yeah.
We're moving way beyond just answering questions or doing simple tasks. This is like AI project management.
I think that's a fair way to describe it. And these demos really hammer home the so what for users, tasks that normally take hours of fragmented effort, jumping between maybe 10 different websites and apps.
Right, the digital quicksand we talked about.
Can now potentially be kicked off with just one single high-level prompt.
And handled by this unified system that works across all these different digital environments.
Precisely. And it's important to stress this isn't just smoke and mirrors with cool demos. The capabilities are backed by some pretty striking benchmark results.
Okay. So they tested it rigorously.
It seems so. They presented data showing it's one of the most powerful models trained so far, especially when you look at its breadth and depth of functionality with these tools.
Right. It's not just about the demos. The numbers have to back it up. So what kind of benchmarks did they use?
They looked at a few different categories. First, sort of general intelligence benchmarks. One called Humanity's Last Exam, which apparently measures an AI's ability to solve problems across broad subjects, kind of gauging general reasoning.
Okay. How did it do?
With access to its tools, the agent nearly doubled its performance compared to its raw intelligence without tools. It reached 42%.
Doubled.
Yeah.
Wow, so the tools make a huge difference.
A massive difference. And on another one, Front TMS, which measures advanced mathematical reasoning, the agent, using all its tools, achieved a new state-of-the-art result, 27%.
Okay, so it's demonstrably better at reasoning, both broadly and in specific complex areas like math, when it can use its workbench.
Exactly. But then they also looked at benchmarks specifically designed for agentic tasks solving real-world tasks online.
More practical stuff.
Right. Things like Web Arena, which measures how well web agents can complete tasks on actual websites. The agent showed significant improvement over previous models there.
Good.
And on BrowseComp, which focuses specifically on the ability to browse, search, and find information accurately, it got a 69% pass rate.
69%, how does that compare?
They said it significantly outperformed previous models, including that older deep research tool.
So it's not just doing things, it's better at the finding information part too.
It seems so. And then they went even further, testing on real-world application benchmarks.
Like?
Spreadsheet Bench. This one evaluates the ability to actually edit spreadsheets based on tasks from real-world use cases.
Okay, manipulating data directly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when it was given raw Excel file access via its terminal tool, the agent solved 45% of those tasks.
Almost half. It's pretty solid for complex spreadsheet work.
It is. And perhaps most impressively, they mentioned an internal banking benchmark.
Banking.
Yeah, evaluating its ability to do tasks typically handled by first to third year investment banking analysts.
Seriously? Like what?
Things like building a 3-statement financial model for a Fortune 500 company.
Whoa. Okay, that's not trivial.
Not at all. And the result, they said the agent significantly outperforms previous models on these complex financial tasks.
That really brings it home. It's not just clever tricks. It's measurably better at understanding and executing genuinely complex tasks across a surprising range of domains, from math to web browsing to finance.
It really is. This truly appears to be one of the most capable, broadly skilled models trained to date. And that raises a huge question, doesn't it? What happens when capabilities like this become widely accessible, the potential impact on productivity? It's enormous.
Yeah, no kidding. But okay, let's unpack the practical side, though, the safety and collaboration aspect. Because with great power comes, well,
Great responsibility, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's critical.
This agent sounds super smart, incredibly capable. But it's operating out there on the web, using tools, potentially handling sensitive tasks. That feels like a new frontier, and frontiers usually have risks.
They do. And the creators seem very aware of this. They've designed it, they say, to be highly collaborative.
Collaborative how?
Well, for instance, it can ask clarifying questions if a request is ambiguous. Though they noted maybe reassuringly for some users, it doesn't ask every single time like deep research sometimes did.
Okay, so it's not overly chatty,
Yeah.
but it will check if needed.
Right. And as we saw in the demo, it can be interrupted or redirected mid-task. You can change your mind or add something new, like the shoe request.
That's important for control.
Very. Also, it's designed to ask for confirmation before taking major last steps, like before it actually sends an important email it drafted for you.
So you get a chance to review, prevent those embarrassing typos, as they put it.
Exactly. You get the final say before a potentially irreversible action.
Good.
And maybe most critically for user control, you can apparently take over the browser environment directly at any point.
Take over. How does that work?
It sounds like if the agent is doing something in its visual browser, you can just jump in, grab the virtual mouse and keyboard, and finish the task yourself, or correct something it's doing wrong.
Okay, that's a serious level of human-in-the-loop capability.
Yeah.
That builds trust.
It's designed to. But it also raises that crucial question, how do we ensure trust and safety overall with systems that have this degree of autonomy?
Yeah, especially with the risks. They mentioned prompt injections, right?
Yes, that's a key concern. Prompt injection is a known vulnerability for language models, but it takes on new dimensions with an agent that can act on the web.
So, like, a malicious website could trick the agent.
Potentially. Imagine the agent has your credit card details because you asked it to buy something legitimate. A cleverly designed, malicious website might try to trick the agent into entering those details onto its phishing form instead.
Oof. Okay, that's scary. How are they trying to stop that?
They're tackling it on multiple fronts. First, the model itself is trained specifically to try and ignore suspicious instructions on suspicious websites.
So it has some built-in skepticism?
Hopefully. But beyond that, there are also layers of monitors. These are separate systems watching the agent's activity in real time. Their job is to detect suspicious patterns, and they can actually stop the trajectory, stop the agent in its tracks if anything looks dodgy.
Like a security guard watching the agent work.
Kind of. And they say these monitors are updated in real time to recognize new types of attacks as they emerge.
That's reassuring. But they also put some responsibility back on the user, didn't they?
They did. They were clear that despite the safeguards, this is a cutting-edge product, and it inherently represents a new surface for potential attacks.
So be careful.
Exactly. They explicitly advise users to be aware of the risks. For instance, avoid sharing highly sensitive information with the agent if you don't absolutely need to. And maybe leverage features like that takeover mode.
No.
If you need to enter, say, credit card details or a password, maybe take over the browser yourself for that specific step rather than giving the credentials to the agent to handle.
Right, you handle the most sensitive parts directly.
It's about finding that balance. And they also acknowledge that longer term, society and technology as a whole will need to evolve new defenses against these kinds of sophisticated attacks. It's an ongoing process.
So it's a two-way street for safety, robust system design, but also user awareness and caution.
Precisely. That emphasis on user awareness, user control, the ability to interject or fully take over, that seems absolutely crucial for building the necessary trust as this powerful technology evolves and becomes more integrated into our lives.
Okay, so pulling all this together, wrapping up our deep dive here,
Yeah.
what's the big takeaway for you, for the listener? The ChatGPT agent really does feel like a new level of capability in AI, doesn't it?
It certainly seems so. A unified system capable of performing these complex, multi-tool, multi-step tasks across a huge range of real-world scenarios.
Yeah. And the promise is pretty compelling.
Yeah.
Help you get work done more efficiently and maybe, just maybe, have more time to do the things you want to do.
That's the ultimate goal, I suppose. Freeing up human time and cognitive energy from tedious digital tasks.
Now, it's still early days, obviously. They'll be improving it rapidly, I'm sure.
Undoubtedly, this is likely just the beginning.
But it feels like a tool worth exploring, albeit cautiously, but also with some enthusiasm for the possibilities. It's launching, they said, for Pro, Plus, and Team users now, with enterprise and education users getting it soon.
So it's starting to roll out.
Yeah. So maybe the final thought to leave you with is this. If an AI can now, or very soon, seamlessly plan your entire vacation, help manage your finances, or even design your team's swag from a simple request,
Yeah.
what kinds of tasks will you finally have the bandwidth, the mental space to focus on? And maybe more profoundly, how will your daily workflow, your whole approach to getting things done, fundamentally change when your digital assistant stops just being an assistant and truly starts acting as an agent on your behalf?